Hi, welcome back again to this YouTube channel, and if you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please do what to hit the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video. So this video is all about the sewing video of a skirt pattern that was drafted in a previous video, so I will actually drop the link on the description box. And also I added this strap at the front just to spice up the skirt as well. And if you intend on learning how to sew a skirt with a bolt and knee contoured, then this video is for you. And this video is also going to teach you how to make your skirt comes out neat and perfect. So of course you would want to stay put and watch this video. So let's dive right in. So like I earlier stated, there's a video already on my channel that has to do with the drafting of the skirt, because this pencil skirt is quite different from a basic pencil skirt. Yes, it has the bolt and the knee contoured. So if you'd want to watch that, then there's a link on the description box, or I'll just pin the link to the video on the comment section. So you can go right back and just watch it, or you can just join us and watch the sewing video. So these are the materials I'm going to use. I'm going to be using this Ankara fabric and this lining, and I also made use of a Duchess fabric which I used for the strap at the front. So this is very optional if you do not want that on your pencil skirt. And also I made use of the short big head zip. That's the short zip for the back, and also your basic sewing tools. So I went in to bring out the already drafted skirt pattern, which of course will be used for cutting out the fabric. So in the drafting video, if you've watched it, you would note the fact that I actually cut out the skirt band. So because this skirt, I'm going to add it to an half cut to make a full gown, so I had to put back the skirt band. I have to glue it back using the sellotape. So if you want it as an actual skirt, you can just go ahead and cut out the skirt band and ride with us. And also in the drafting video, I also indicated where you should leave allowance, the amount of allowance you should leave, the mandatory ones and the optional ones, and also where you should leave allowance and where not to leave allowance. So I'll be following that guide while cutting out the fabric. Right now I have gone ahead to bring in the fabric, and I'm going to fold it into two like this, making sure that the wrong side of the fabric is outside, that it is facing me like this. So this is the wrong side of the fabric. And right now I'm going to be cutting out the front pattern. You can see this is the center front, which is on fold. On fold means there is no opening here, it's closed, as you can see, while the other sides are open. You can see the allowance figures indicated. Here I'm adding ½ inch, here I'm making use of 2 inches for the side seam. And for the skirt length, I'm going to make it 1 inch longer. That's what I'm thinking of, before adding 1 inch for the aiming allowance. I hope you don't understand. So it depends on you how long you want your skirt to be. So I've started adding the ½ inch sewing allowance at the top here, ½ inch, then 2 inches here for the side seam. That is the side sewing allowance. So I'll just keep adding the 2 inches like this, as you can see. So this skirt, like I earlier stated, I want it to be 1 inch longer than my knee length, so I'm gonna to add the 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and add 1 inch for the aiming allowance like this. So it depends on you how long you want your skirt to be, or how short you want your skirt to be. So it's up to you to add the length or reduce from the length, whichever. So I've gone ahead to cut this out like this, as you can see. And I also went ahead to notch the center like this, give it a little notch, and also make sure you indicate the wrong side of your fabric so you don't mess it up. So it's time to cut out the back pattern, and I've gone ahead to place the pattern on the folded fabric. And as you can see, I left space here because this is the center back, which carries the zip. And of course I'll be using the allowance indicated on the pattern paper. So on the center back, I'm making use of 1 inch for the zipper allowance like this, as you can see. So I'm checking it out. Then for the skirt length, I added my extra 1 inch for the skirt length, and then 1 inch for aiming. and at the side the 2 inches for the side seam. So you can see that's for the side back, 2 inches as well for the side seam, and at the top 1/2 inch, because I'll be joining these 2.5 cords to make a gown. So even if you are actually sewing a skirt, you're still going to add 1/2 inch to the top, because you're going to sew it to the band, to the waistband. So that's just it. It's very easy. So I'm cutting it out like this. If there's any part you do not understand, let me know in the comment section, and I'll try as much as possible to explain to you. So make sure you notch where your zipper allowance starts from, so it's way more easier for you to dictate. And also don't forget to indicate the wrong side of your fabric. It's very important so you don't mess it up. Now it's time to cut out the lining. I've also gone ahead to fold my lining into 2, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. Please watch what I'm doing right now, because at a point of cutting out this lining, I'm going to explain something to you. So this is it. I'm cutting exactly what I have on the fabric at the top and at the side like this. And then when I get to this down part, there are 2 ways of cutting out the down part. You can just go ahead and cut it like this, exactly like the fabric, or you can go up on your lining by 1 inch or 1/2 inch. You get, so it's going to give you a beautiful look. Don't worry, I'll get to show you how it's going to look like. So it depends on you. You can just cut the lining exactly like your fabric at the down, or you can go 1 inch or 1/2 inch up on your lining like this. So let me just turn to the other side, so you can see this. You get something like this at the inner of your, at the wrong side of your skirts, let me put it that way. So it depends on the look you are going for. So don't forget to also notch the center as well. So this is the back pattern, and I have started cutting it out as well. So I'm cutting out the lining, and you can see I went up as well on the lining, and I'm cutting this out. So this is it at the other side of the skirt. So right now I'm bringing in my front pattern. So remember, I decided to add a strap at the front just to spice up the gown I'm trying to make, the gown I'm going to make, not trying to. So I just turned the skirt to the right side of the skirt, and for the strap, I'm going to mark out where I want the strap to sit. I'm trying to mark out the area the strap is going to sit. Yeah. So right now from this midpoint, I'll just go ahead and mark out 4 inch. You can also mark out 3 inches depending on where you want the strap seated. So I'm marking 4 inches for mine. That is from the center front, as you can see. And I don't know if I've said this before, I am marking this out on the right side of the fabric. So you can use a disappearing chalk or chalk pen to, do yours, so the marking does not, roughens the right side of your fabric. So guys, now that I have this, I'm taking the length of the skirt. So for my skirt, I have 23 and a half as its length. Yeah. And I'm going to bring in the, strap. I'm still deciding how long I want the strap to, be. So for the strap, I actually took the measurements and it's 30 inches, meaning the strap is 6.5 inches longer than the actual skirt length. I hope you understand. So as you can see, it's 6.5 inches longer than the skirt length. And for the width, I have 7 inches, because I want the strap to be 3 inches wide when it's unfold. So by the time I fold this, I'll be having 3.5 inches. The half is going to be used for stitching it up at the side, closing this Duchess strap at the side. So right now I'll go ahead and stitch up the side like this using 1/2 inch, and I'll also close up this down part using 1/2 inch, and also turn it to the right side and iron. So right now this is the strap. I have ironed it, I have stitched it up, as you can see. So this is the side where the stitch is, and this is the side I'm going to use as the right side because the stitch is not showing, as you can see. The picture shown is what I intend to have here. So there are 2 methods. The first method is the one I've always been using, which is you just go ahead and measure how long you want in between each little horizontal strap. So for the horizontal strap, just go ahead and get the main fabric, a piece of the main fabric, fold it into two, and sew, stitch, and then you decide how wide you want it to be, and you fold it in like this. Please just watch out what I'm doing, and then you stitch it on the sides. So I love this method. I do love this method. So you can see this little strap is 2 inches wide. From there you measure again the length you measured before on the first long vertical strap. Then you also bring in the horizontal strap and fold it into two, stitch it close it up on the wrong side, iron it, and go ahead and fold it in like this, and of course stitch it on the side like this. So this method is way easier and way more simpler, and it's not going to stress you at all. It's not going to give you stress. You grab. So the second method, I actually thought of that method, and I want to try it out and see how it's going to look like, what it's going to give. You get. So let's just say this is the first time I am using the second method. I just thought of it and I want to see how it's going to be like. And of course, this is my outfit, this is my clothes, so I'm going to give you a review how it came out. So now I'm measuring how wide the strap is. It is 3 inches wide, so I'm going to divide 3 into 2, which is going to give me 1.5 inches. So I'm using my tape. You can see the way I folded it over. So 1.5 inches, meaning I'll be marking 1.5 inches on both sides of this line like this. So this is me doing the second method. I'm just going to show you how I did the second method, and at the end of this video, close to the end of this video, I'll tell you which method sits better, or the pros and cons with each method you grab. So this is me just marking 1.5 inch on both sides. Remember, the strap is 3 inches wide, so 3 divided by 2 gives me 1.5, right? So 1.5 on this other side, 1.5 on the other side of the line, making it 3 inches, meaning that is how wide the strap is. So that's what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I love using that term a lot. Do not mind me, please. So this is it, marking it out. Now that I'm done, I'll just bring in my rule and connect these dots to get a straight line. I hope you can see this because I'm making use of a blue check right now. And this is me just creating the template for the strap. And of course, this is the second method. So I'm just going to keep connecting the dots to get a straight line. So if you don't want the chalk to mess up the right side of your fabric while doing all of this, if you want to use the second method, then make sure that you make use of the disappearing chalk that you use whenever you want to iron. Once you just iron on the chalk, it's just disappear. You don't see the markings there, so you go ahead and make use of that type of chalk to avoid the front side being messy. So now I have drawn out part of the template, so I'll go ahead and just clean this white chalk at the center. Just go ahead and clean it off so we don't get confused doing this. So I've cleaned it out, as you can see. So right now I want the long strap, the long vertical strap, to be 5 inches and the horizontal strap to be 2 inches. So I'm just marking 5 inches and 2 inches for the horizontal strap like this. Pardon me, before doing all of this, you have to sew in your dart on your fabric and on your lining. I was just so eager to show you guys this new method that I totally jump skipped that part. So please make sure you sew in your dart. If you added the dart allowance like me while drafting, make sure you sew in your dart on your lining and on your fabric before proceeding with this or with any other method at all. So whether you're going in for the strap or not, make sure you sew in your darts. As far as you added dart allowance while drafting out your pattern, make sure you sew in your that before proceeding to the next step. And I'm just marking inside the smaller straps just to know the straps that I'll be using, because we're about to create more straps. So in creating more straps, I'm just going to create a boss close to each line of the smaller strap, each line of the main strap that I want to make use of, that I ticked. And I'm going to draw out a triangle shape like this that are going to be opposite of each other. They're going to oppose each other like this, as you can see. So after doing this, I will also go over to the other line of the smaller strap that I ticked, and I'll create a boss like this. Please just watch what I am doing so you'd understand. Then I'm going to come over like this, so you can see at the edge of each boss I'm drawing out a triangle like this to meet at the middle like this. That is at the edge of each new boss. So this is it. You can see the way I'm creating it. So I'm just trying to create more straps. Remember that I marked the actual strap that I'll be making use of, that will be at the right side, and I'm trying to create more strap that will be on the inside, on the wrong side of the fabric or of the strap. So please just watch. So you can see why I said the first method was way more easier. This one is quite technical and might confuse you if you don't put your mind to it. Yeah. So now that I have created these triangles or times or cancel, whatever you would see this symbol as, I'm going to bring in my scissors or my razor blade, whichever I can be able to use to cut this open. So I'm just going to start cutting like this. So the triangles are just a pattern that I'll be using for the cuttings like this. Are you seeing it? So take note of the fact that I am cutting the boxes that I made the times on. So you can now see the reason why I had to indicate boldly on the main horizontal straps that will be at the right side, so I don't go and use mistake and cut them open, because I want to still maintain that my 5 and 2 inches that I'm using for this whole straps vertical and horizontal line. I just hope I'm not confusing you. So I'm cutting them open right now like this, as you can see, making sure I don't pass those straight lines that I marked out. So whichever part you do not understand, just let me know. But when doing this, you have to put your mind to it so you don't go and cut the wrong part. So on this hemming part, I mistakenly cut it open. Please do not do that. Just only cut the triangle, but do not cut the hemming part open. I'll get to rectify that using the hemming gum. So right now, this is where the hemming gum is going to come in. I will be using hemming gum to glue the flaps, the cut out flaps, to the wrong side of this fabric. So it's gonna be like, so I'm just gonna flip it over. Let me show you. So this is the hemming gum, and just put it like this and iron, put it like this and iron. So I'll go ahead and do that and show you. So you just do everything like that and iron. So this is it, guys. I've ironed the flaps on the wrong side of the fabric, as you can see. So I'm going to flip this over to the right side. So this is what I have. So you can now see we have extra straps. So I'm just going to put it in like this. Remember, I ticked the main strap that will be on the outside. And also take a look at this then part of the skirt that I mistakenly cut out. I have rectified that, so please do not cut out that part. So guys, this is it. At this point, you can just go ahead and use hemming gum to hold it down, or you can also use hemming gum to hold it down after sewing the lining. That is, after sewing the lining to this. It depends on which one you want to do. So but the bottom line is you're going to use an hemming gum to hold it in place so that it stays put. So right now, bring in the lining, and then you take in the strap like this, and you go ahead and close up the hem of your skirt using 1/2 inch. You close it up, and you also close up the sides. So you can see the way I placed the lining on the fabric. I placed it on the right side of the fabric. So that's what you have to do. So you go ahead and do that, and you come back. So this is it. You can see what I have here. So I've closed up the sides as well. So I'll just go ahead and turn this to the right side of the fabric. So this is the right side of the fabric. This is the right side here, and this is the lining part. So right now you just go ahead and close up the waistline as well. Just stitch up the waistline, you get. So for me, there's a style I want to achieve with this skirt when I'm attaching it to the half cut. So because of that, I'm going to turn this to the wrong side, and I'm going to close up the waistline on the wrong side. So I'll go over to my machine now and do my thing. So go ahead and close up the waistline on the right side of your fabric. So this is the back pattern, the back fabric, the back pattern fabric. And it's time to join the lining. So please take note of the fact that I am doing an inseam stitching, but not a complete inseam stitching. I would explain to you later why it's not a complete inseam stitching. So take note of the fact that I notched where the zipper allowance started from. So here you're going to see the importance of notching where the zipper allowance starts from. So now I'm going to place this lining on it, the lining that corresponds with this part of the back pattern. I'm going to close the side and close the hem as well, and close the side, but I'm not closing this zipper side. So this is it. I've closed the hem like this. Please take note, this is done on the wrong side of the fabric. So your line is going to be placed on the right side of your fabric. So on this zipper side, you can see that I didn't close it up. So I'm bringing in my zip, and of course the right side of the zip is going to be on the right side of the fabric. And right now you can see the way the zip is placed. So you can see this part that is after this whole iron stuff on a short zip is shifting upward. Yes, and then you can see the way I placed it on this notched zipper section. You can see the way I placed it like this. So that's my guide for the stitch, and I'm going to stitch and stop halfway on the zip. So you can see I've stitched and I've stopped halfway on the zip like this. So this is it. Then I'm going to bring in the other part of the back pattern that I've also gone ahead to close the hem. So what I'll do now is I'm going to turn this to the right side like this. So after turning this part of the back pattern to the right side, you can see the zip that was stitched in. I'll bring in this other pattern that is only closed at the hem, and I'm going to place this like this. It's more of like the right side of the fabrics are going to be on each other, and the right sides of the lining are going to be on each other. You grab with the side of the back pattern that is almost stitched up on the inside. Right now I'm going to sew the other part of the zip to the other part of the back pattern, and also stop halfway. Same way I stopped halfway while stitching the first part of the zip to the other back pattern fabric. So I will drag out this zip end like this towards me, making sure it's outward and it's in between the fabrics and the lining. Next, I'll go ahead and put the fabrics together and stitch them close, but I will stop at about 6 or 5 inches from the hem of the skirt to make room for slits, which is very important for free movement. I will do the same thing for the linings as well. Next, for the slit, I'll go ahead and then take each fabric with its own lining and stitch it up using the same 1-inch zipper allowance. I hope you understand. So I'll do that, and for the slit, I'm making it to be 5 inches upward. So as you can see, I have done that. So this is it. I have closed up the fabrics together, and I've closed up the lining, and I stopped 5 inches from the aim line. You can stop 6 inches depending on how high you want your slit to be, and I've gone ahead to close the slit, each fabric to its own lining while closing the slit. And I'll go ahead and also close up the side of this back pattern as well. So I'll go ahead and close it up using 1/2 inch as well. I'll close it up using 1/2 inch. So guys, this is it. I have closed it up. So I'm going to bring this out now to the right side. I hope you can see this. So you can use your scissors to push out the edges. So you can see the slits. You can see this is the lining section. So you can see the way the zip is sitting pretty, as you can see. So right now, all you have to do is to go ahead and close up the waistline. Go ahead and close up the waistline using 1/2 inch. Using 1/2 inch. So make sure you go ahead and iron so this part relax well. Iron, iron, iron. So right now it's a time to close up the side seam, but you know me now, because of the style I'm trying to create while attaching the skirt to its half cut, I have to turn the skirt to the wrong side again, and then just close up the waistline on the wrong side and leave a little space for me to turn it over to the right side. So you can see I have closed up the waistline on the wrong side and I'm turning it over. So normally you are supposed to close up the waistline on the right side. That is, after turning the skirt to the right side, you close up the waistline. You get. So I'll go ahead and use Amy gum to close up this end. So for me, it's just because of the style that I want to achieve, something I want to achieve. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side of the back pattern as well. Close it up and then leave a little space for me to turn it to the right side. Yeah. So I've done that, and I've stitched it and left a little opening here, and I'm turning it to the right side like so. So this is what I have. I'll use my scissors to push all these edges out. I'll use my scissors to push them out. So this is it, guys. So right now I'll go ahead and iron this out so it looks way neater. So ideally, when doing I'll use Amy gum too at that place to seal it up, at the small opening to seal it up. Now ideally, when doing an inseam stitching, you have to also hide the side seam. But for me, because I fluctuate, I am not hiding any side seam, so that it will make it easier for me to make amends on the sides, like adjust it whenever I add weight or reduce weight, whichever. And yes, I've gone ahead to place the front pattern on the back pattern, making sure the right sides are on each other. So I'll go ahead and close up the side seams using 1.5 inches, since I've used 1/2 inch for joining the lining to the fabric. So after closing the side seam, you go ahead and attach your waistband that was cut out if it's a skirt that you're going for. If it's a gown, you can go ahead and attach this to the half cut. So for attaching a waistband, if you don't know how to attach a waistband or sew a waistband to your skirt or a trouser, I have done a very detailed video on that before. So I'll also drop the link to that video on the description box or on the comment section, so you go ahead and watch it and know how to do that. Yes. So if you enjoyed this video, and if this video was helpful to you and you are yet to hit that subscribe button, my guy, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I promise you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, so this is the skirt, and you can see the butt contour. Me, I'm mostly concerned about the butt contour. I want you to see the contour. Yeah, because that was the purpose of drafting out this particular skirt pattern. So this is it, guys. I hope you learned a lot from this. So see you on my next video. Bye.